that ecosystem and footfalls need not be mutually exclusive. They can actually complement each other without destroying the environment. We should encourage large number of people to come out on beaches to enjoy whatever scenic beauty is there, and at the same time be responsible and aware of their own responsibilities to that particular ecosystem. So if you see the beach of Bournemouth in UK, it's one of the best beaches in the world. It has all kinds of infrastructure on it, but at the same time it's beautifully preserved. So the larger point here is that fine, you have these sets of institutions which you don't like, fair enough. But at the same time, I think the most important thing to do is to build the critical mass. Identify 3, 4, 5 different areas, whether it's in heritage, whether it's in music. I mean, if you see culture in Goa is very rich because it's something which has come, in a confluence-like manner. It draws from different influences around the world. So I think if we need to preserve these things, it's necessary to document them, it's necessary to take them up as a project and to execute them and show people the power of that vis-a-vis the power of what already exists. I think that is more important.
I'd like to ask.
That's what I wanted to
mention. I think Amey is a very dynamic man. He has been very supportive of what we have done. We were extremely unhappy when he was taken away from the tourism department. In fact, last year when we did the Taste of Goa festival, he privately said to me that, Arman, this is the best festival in Goa. But my question to Amey is that now he's not in the department. How come we are facing so many struggles, with permissions, with support, financial support? The beautiful things that are happening from Goa are not supported. You're trying to import stuff from outside. That's a question which I'm just throwing to Amey. Maybe he has an answer, maybe he doesn't have, as to why we are struggling so much when we have such good products. We're talking about good product, we have developed a good product, but that product is being sought to be killed now.
I think I will not talk on specific cases, but let me tell you overall, if you see there has been a loss of revenue to the state in the last couple of years, as a result of which you find that the spending on certain non-core activities has reduced. So, but let me tell you one thing is that it's very important for us that, like when we talk of festivals, now we already have certain festivals which are celebrated around Goa. So you have the carnival, for example, you have Shigmotsav, you have even Christmas, for instance. If you take the Christmas period, in every village you will find that there are lovely Christmas decorations, each depicting a different story of the birth of Christ. So I think now this is already happening, and if, for example, you were to just simply create a circuit of interesting Christmas narratives and stories around the villages of Goa, and then people can easily go. So a lot of people come during Christmas. I had a lot of visitors who came to Goa during Christmas. They asked me, where should we go? We want to enjoy a mass in the evening, but where should we go? There's no information anywhere regarding which church service we can attend. So I sent most of them to the Panjim church, to the church where I said, you must go there, you must see the lovely Christmas decorations. And I think that if what is already existing is upscale, when we take the Shigmotsav, for example, or we take Carnival, so these are things which happen in Goa. When we should look at branding these festivals properly, we should look at bringing private investment all over the world. You take a thing like the Cannes Film Festival. Cannes Film Festival has a budget of around 20 million euros, which is about 140 crore rupees. The government of France doesn't even put 1 penny into it. And I don't think it's right for governments only to keep supporting different initiatives. I think IP must be self-supporting, self-sustaining in the long run. Of course, certain ancillary support in terms of permissions, etc., things should be made easy. And I think some state governments have already taken the initiative, like Maharashtra has led the way, Delhi has led the way, and I'm sure Goa will follow soon. But in terms of festivals, it's important to brand them. It's important that they are packaged. AirAsia was. I will personally talk to their CEO. So the next time the flight lands, apart from whatever announcements they have to make because of economic arrangements, we will also promote the culture and heritage of Goa, which one of the in-flight magazines of AirAsia had done during the film festival, because we wanted them to cover all the prominent places of heritage. During the film festival, another thing which we did was we came out with the city guide for Bangalore, which actually did a area-wise, a directory of all the food joints and things to do in the city of Bangalore. So I think there's lots being done. I think we need to focus on what's being done. We need to create a bit of positive sentiment among people that good things are already happening. So please come and support these good things, and I think that is how we'll build it.
One more thing that I want is when a tourist steps down in Goa, the first step, this is what he should or she should tell themselves. Yes, I'm in Goa, I'm going to have a very good time, I'm going to enjoy myself, yet I cannot ogle at a lady. I cannot be throwing garbage wherever I like. When I go to a heritage site, I will respect it. This is the kind of thing that needs to come into a tourist that is stepping in Goa. But right now it's the opposite. The minute they step into Goa, the first thought is I can do whatever I like. This is what, one is okay, build up the heritage sites and festivals, and on the other side, I think this is also what we really need to put in place.
It is a lovely thing which I've seen in Singapore many years back. Every corner of Singapore you will find a message. I'm not sure it's still there. Advertising changes. Be considerate. It was just a simple message wherever you went. It was on a tree guard, it was in an office block, it was wherever, and it actually hit you. Exactly what you're trying to say. A message that, or be respectful, or whatever it could be. That be a strategy behind the advertising.
Regarding this tourist infrastructure that comes in, I feel there should be a citizens committee or somebody who are prominent among, who should monitor this thing. Like you have a beautiful place like called as the Dona Project. It is an architectural structure. But when it was built, what was done? The old wall was damaged and it was poorly in such a state now. How did it happen? Just because...
Now we are going into the topic of corruption.
No, I'm not talking about it. You take it from it. It is not corruption. I'm saying you spoiled one side. Similarly, when you develop it, I feel there should be a committee which looks into it, even for the compulsory. Have somebody who oversees what they are doing. It can't be some haphazard, like somebody is putting aerators and all, it is spreading the disease all over Panjim without any logical thought and all that. Just I feel like tomorrow I want to put an aerator, I've got a contact, I put an aerator in that water. All the bubbles rise and spread this. This is not done. Somebody has to take a decision to monitor these things forward.
Since the questions are not coming, we are going to force the mic behind. Rashid, something from the food industry.
I'm John Mendon, sir. I fully agree with Armando's view that we are heading for rocks. But because now with the new coconut or grass law, where coconut is designated as grass, I'm sure along the coastline many tourist structures will be coming, chopping off the coconut trees. The coastline will be eroded, the sand will go, and the rocks will be soon at our doorstep. That's what I...
Yes, we are heading for an environmental disaster for sure.
Hello, I'm Jan Bostock. Relative to moving forward and progress, it doesn't matter how many wonderful ideas anybody has. We can bring balloons, we can bring seaplanes, we can bring casinos, we can bring all sorts of things. But reality is, unless the governing power at B is willing to implement the law, you see people getting drunk at the side of the street, you've got to stop them, question them, fine them. Believe me, they're not going to get drunk at the side of the street again. You see somebody urinating in the garden, the police should have the balls to stop them, excuse me, fine them, they won't do it again. At the same time, we've got a big problem in Goa, especially Christmas, New Year, where everybody from all over India drives to Goa. All of a sudden we've got, from thousands of cars, we go to millions of cars. Well, that's part of the problem we've created by not implementing the law. If we implemented meters and charged as per the law, the agreed rate, many people don't have reasons to bring their own cars. Now we keep saying foreigners litter the place. Well, I'm a bit of a foreigner, but it's us here living here that are the problem. It's Goans themselves that are the problem. You are not insisting that your government implements the law. You are not insisting that the schools that you get are of a good standard. You are not insisting The medical colleges that we have in Goa should be of a good standard. We're all complaining about, oh look, the casinos are here, this is here. Okay, they're here. So how do we make it better? Implement the law. Children are leaving Goa every day. Why? I know this. They're not confident with Goa. I deal with students all the time. I've been member of PTA committees. Children are not confident of Goa. Why are they not confident of Goa? It's all you guys. It's what you're talking to them about. You've got to make them proud to be Goan. I mean, I keep seeing things in the newspaper saying, no, I don't want my child to be a chef. I don't want my child to be a waiter. Sorry, is that a bad job? I've been a waiter, I've been a chef. I've cleaned toilets. You know, it's part of development life. There should be no shame on whatever job you do. Okay, if we're in the hotel industry. If you're in the hotel industry, yeah, Goa is famous for tourism. Goans are famous for their hospitality. They're famous for their hospitality. That's what we portray. Now, many Goans, the beach shacks. Now, the government many years ago set up this lottery thing and stuff like, where every Goan gets a chance to have his beach shack. You can earn your own money. Do most Goans run their beach shacks? No. They'll rent it out to somebody from Delhi. They'll rent it out to somebody from Bombay. Now these guys from Bombay and Delhi are saying, wow, I can make some decent money here. So I'm going to go down and get a beach shack. Or I'm going to open a bar. Or I'm going to open a strip club. Or I'm going to do this. It's all down to us guys. And I say this, I mean, I've been here 11 years now. I've been coming for 20. But Goa, we need to implement the rules and the law to the letter. And those that don't want to go by it, they may leave. And those that are going to stand by it, Goa will remain, in good order. Secondly, we mentioned Venice. Let me mention another place, Cumbria. Those two places are quite big on tourism. But you could not go to Cumbria and build anything you want. You could not go into Venice and just build anything you want. Whatever business you do, it's got to adapt and look and join in the surrounding area. This is our culture. You just go around Panjim. Panjim was a beautiful city. Even 10 years ago it was a beautiful city. But slowly I'm watching these old buildings dilapidate, fall down. The owners don't want to repair them. The government certainly doesn't want to get involved in them. And what do we have? We have lots of old beautiful buildings just crumbling. Now in Europe, I know government does fund and support people with old buildings, especially in the city, because they have to maintain to a certain standard. So if you want Goa to be Goa again, insist that we implement the law. Thank you.
Thanks, yeah, fabulous.
I really like the point what Mr. said, that Goa is changing a bit and the changes are coming. But what I feel is that we should not force the changes. The feeling should be brought in from the within. We should not force the people to do this, to do that, to get Goa to the back wherein how it was. The people should think on their own and get the changes and think where we are leading Goa towards. It should not be forced, it should not be implemented, it should be brought from within. That's what I feel.
If you have something from within, someone will put a building in the middle of the Kampal Creek. It cannot be as free as that. There are people who are almost ready to do that. It's happening everywhere. And that's our fight.
That is not right, that's what I'm saying, that is not right. People should think before doing certain things like, was this the culture of Goa? We are not supposed to do it. They should feel it from inside that whatever they are doing, their actions are putting long-term effects on Goa's culture.
That's a noble thought. What's your name?
Sharan, I'm from Don Bosco College. I'm also a travel and tourism student. That's what that is.
That's a noble thought, but that regulation has to be there.
Yeah.
Because you might be a person who will be able to do it from the heart, but not everyone thinks the way you think.
Yeah,
Yeah?
that is right.
I come from the NIO. What I've seen is that there's a huge quantum of common sense among all of us. It's such a vibrant feeling that all of us talk the same tone. Protect Goa from the onslaught of